What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 23rd day of February, and here we are sitting at about $536 with roughly 10 hours left in the day. Again, hit that like button. Thank you all for being here. Let's go. Okay, here we are. Finding support, hopefully, at prior resistance. Now, what I will say, it's the same thing that I said on both of these days here. The more often that we come back down here and interact with these levels, the less significant it is. I mean, what we need to see is a recovery here. The fact that we've seen this kind of a movement right here where things were looking good, like we're going to break out, and now we've seen this, it does make me skeptical of any recovery, and it also hurts my feelings. It gets my excitement dampened for this idea of closing above $600 by the end of this month. It's not that it can't happen. We've seen some volatility, and from these exact prices, we've seen in about a 10-hour time frame a move that came all the way back up here. I mean, we could do it, and we really could be set up still to move up above $600 and maybe even higher than that by the end of the month. But it is crunch time. It's the 23rd. We have a few days left. We've got like 5 days left. So if we are to recover, we need to do it now, here, at prior resistance, and we need to do it fast. It needs to be aggressive. Okay. If not, there is a chance again, and we kind of addressed this a little bit back here. Haven't really talked about it since because I've been so focused on going to the upside, but the possibility of this just being a kind of BART pattern as well, and we could come back down. By the way, if from here the price goes not just lower, but below $500 and below this low even, we're fine. We're totally fine. I don't think we go below this low, so any low that we go from here will just likely be a higher low that's provided, and we will build. Instead of moving up like this, we'll get to this price at a later date, whatever, you know. With that being said, I would still really think it'd be cool if this month closed above that monthly closing high there. Anyways, let's look at the short-term stuff. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom back out. We'll see if there's any reasons to be bullish here beyond the obvious. The fact that we found direct support here the last 2 times we had contact in this area. Is there anything in the indicators telling us that we're going to find support here as well? Should we get excited? Or is this overall day a signal that we should prepare for lower prices, maybe even sub $500 prices? Let's see. 1 hour time frame. Yesterday, I very confidently said we were not going to go below $540, but the fact that we're below $540, clearly that means we need to change our opinion. Yesterday, we were bullish. The fact that we went below what I was thinking we'd go below means things are different. We should not be bullish anymore. Anybody who's still thinking about prices that would be above $600 by the end of the month, it's not that it can't happen. It's just now, today, this 24-hour difference from yesterday to today, it's so significant that the statistical probability of going to $600 is now lesser than it is for us to go lower by the end of the month, right? I think that we actually might drop. And that makes sense because Bitcoin's dropping, the rest of the market's dropping. I was literally curious about this. I'm like, how does Bitcoin Cash look bullish but everything else looks bearish? Is it just going to move up while everything else moves down? That seemed unlikely, but it happens. It does happen. For moments in time or for even like long stints in time, it does happen. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and then zoom back out from there, okay? 1 hour time frame here. It's as if you're slowly trying to bleed lower. Your volume's dying off. That's kind of nice, right? It's like you dumped off. You're slowly bleeding lower, and your volume's dying off. That does make me think that you're going to come back up here. We'll see. The reaction that Bitcoin had was a lot better, right? From this sudden shift down, you came back up. Bitcoin Cash just kept going lower, so it's a little bit weaker here. But again, the selling pressure is also getting weaker as well, which might call for some reversal here. I mean, we might just BART from here. Maybe this is the BART, right? And we BART back up. I don't know. 1 hour RSI, we do have bullish divergence there. No bullish divergence on the stochastics. The stochastics look bearish. Very bearish, though. You've been oversold for quite some time. You know, you don't really get oversold like this for too long, but, you know, here was for a moment you got out, moment you got out, moment you got out. But here you've been oversold for so long. The last time you were oversold for a long period of time was here, and you saw some rather aggressive movements down as well. But then when you found your low, you saw a rather aggressive V-shaped recovery as well. So, I don't know, we'll see. you've been oversold for so long, it might be time to see some upside, right? That's all I'm trying to say there. 4-hour time frame looking at this. The RSI, the trend in the RSI did break. We broke that trend, rejected the overbought zone. That might have been the signal that we were going to break it, but I just didn't accept it as such. But nonetheless, we broke through. We're at the oversold area now. Are we going to find support here? I don't know. We do have lower lows in price, lower lows in the RSI, and we do have, I guess, what seems to be somewhat of a megaphone pattern even, which is a pretty rare pattern actually to find. A true megaphone like this where you have higher highs and lower lows, that's actually pretty difficult to find. Typically, and looking at it like that, let's imagine this is a megaphone, okay? Let's just imagine, let's play this game of imagining. We've got a megaphone here. Typically, they're like 5-legged patterns. So if this started, I would just guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Typically, they're 5-legged patterns. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that looks right for me. And it's on this 5th leg that we can either break down or we reverse, and now this signals the breakout to the upside. When you do reverse and you break out to the upside, typically what you see in these megaphones is that your price will come down and not interact with this line at all. You'll actually come down. It's as if you're going to touch that line, but then you find support above the line, and you continue to move up. That's when you expect these breakouts to the upside. That's what's called a partial decline. We don't really have that here. It's the 5th leg, I would assume. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would assume. It makes me think then that we would break out to the downside. We could find support here. We could. And if we do, that would be great. Statistically speaking, we would actually very likely break out to the upside if we can get above this high. We wouldn't just come back up, find resistance here, and keep extending the pattern. Typically, after that 5th move, that's whenever you break out. But I'm not optimistic here. And is this a megaphone pattern? Is it not? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just a BART with a double top. We've got the bunny ears. Maybe it's just a BART. You know, it might not be a megaphone at all. Certainly has that look, though, that shape at the moment. Anyways, 4-hour time frame. Genuinely, I don't know. Man, the MACD looked so good. It looked so perfect. It's everything that you wanted it to be. The bullish momentum was building, everything. And we still gave it up. And I would probably attribute that to Bitcoin and the rest of the market dropping. You know, no matter how bullish you are on any crypto, if Bitcoin's dropping, it's hard for other cryptos to move up. It really is. Bitcoin Cash can be an exception there, but this time it wasn't. Looking at these stochastics and thinking about, again, are we going to bounce right here or not? The stochastics, the last time we were oversold was at a relative low point. The time before that was at a relative low point, and so on and so forth. You know, just all these relative lows. So I do think that we bounce here. But is it going to be a lower high? Is that what we're going to get? Are we going to come back down and then break through to the downside? Or are we going to persist? Are we going to come back up? That's what I'm curious to see. What it's going to take right now is Bitcoin Cash getting back above basically like $590, $580. Once we do that, then we are bullish again. If we go too much lower, I would say if we get below 530, yeah, like 530, 525, then we're probably bearish down to prices that are below $500, probably. The MACD is disappointing, man. It's disappointing whenever you have such a good setup like this, and then you give it up. Now we're crossing through the zero line. We'll see, though. We could still find support here. The 4 hours a bit wonky. What I'm getting here is one of two things. We're either going to find support right here, right now, and move up, and that gives us a chance to break out of this overall consolidation range to the upside, or we're actually literally on the precipice of this next phase down, moving lower, in which case from a low here to a high here, my expectation would shift to maybe the 0.5 or the golden ratio area for support. That'd be about $496 to $467. Bitcoin Cash can move all the way down here and still prevail. It's just going to throw the timing off, that's all. But that's fine. Anyways, I don't have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said everything I need to say. looking at the daily time frame now. I mean, let's see. If it's parallel, that's not going to bode well for me. It's not quite so parallel. It still looks pretty clean, but I don't know. It's wonky. It's neutral. It's a neutral kind of price action or reading on the RSI. Stochastics look a little bit bearish. But again, I've said this before. It's been a while since I've said this, but when we get these separations, when the blue line really separates from the orange line in the stochastics here, like whenever you see these harsh separations, bullish separations, bearish separations, that typically means you're going to stop. You'll either consolidate further before going lower, or you'll stop, full stop, and bounce from here. Right? Like here at this point, the blue was very separated from the orange at this point here. Did you keep moving up after that? No, you stopped. You consolidated, full stopped, and then you sent down. Right? When your blue line here, you see how far away it was? The blue line's all the way up here. The orange line was all the way down here. Orange line kept moving up afterwards, but the blue line was up. There's a lot of separation there. Did you keep moving up afterwards? No, you consolidated. You did move up a little bit afterwards, after you consolidated, but your stochastics came back together before that happened. Could we keep moving lower here? Sure. But the blue line and the orange line need to get closer, therefore, and they don't need to, but therefore, some consolidation might be in order, or even maybe a slight pullback. If you're watching this video and you're thinking in your head, so are we going up or are we going down? I'm glad you're at least listening. That's because that's basically where I'm at. I haven't really given a complete stamp of approval as to which direction we're going to go, right? Overall, of course, we're bullish on Bitcoin Cash. Of course, I'm expecting it to do phenomenal things, but from here, we very well could see it go below $500. From here, we very well could from here see a bounce and continue to go up and maybe close above $600 by the end of this month. I'm not really confident. It seems like a coin flip right now, and I'm not really inclined to lean one way or another. I guess if I'm inclined to lean any direction right now, it'd be to the downside. That's really easy to say at the low points of a range, but that might just be my emotion, right? That's my gut telling me this, but that gut, I think, is influenced by emotion. We look at these indicators, and the more rational thought would be one of two things, what we're going to see here. Either an immediate bounce or some form of consolidation before going lower. Get back above. The fact that we went below 540 tells me we're probably going to go to 515. I mean, at this point, I highly doubt that we do anything else besides going to 515. It's possible. It's still possible, but from here, you would have to at least get above 570 before we start to accept that we are bullish here, that we are breaking out to the upside. You'd have to get back above 570. I think really, though, you have to get above like 580, 590. You got to get above these highs. That's what it takes. That's what it'll take. Because right now, a movement up here, going back to 560 might seem nice, but that's just a lower high. That's just finding resistance, at prior support. That's not good. So we're in a wait and see moment. I guess I'm leaning toward the downside. I would assume 515 to 467, somewhere in this range is likely what's going to happen. And probably the lower ends of this range rather than the higher ends. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.